A dash of China, a little bit of Portugal, and a pinch of Las Vegas, and what do you get? A dazzling mashup that is Macau. Best known as the Vegas of China, Macau is a mecca of glitz, glamour, and so much more. Hello everyone and welcome to Getaway Now. I'm Avan Dabash. Let's explore Marvellous Macau. A mere hour from Hong Kong by ferry lies the former Portuguese colony of Macau. You can jet set from India in a 6-hour flight to Hong Kong. Macau is a 60-minute high-speed ferry ride from Hong Kong International Airport directly as you land. And the best part, you don't need a visa to travel to Macau from India, the US, Canada, Australia and a lot of European countries if you're staying for less than 30 days. Macau is a tiny Chinese territory that's about 30 square kilometers in size. The former Portuguese colony, a near neighborhood of Hong Kong, occupies a small peninsula and 2 islands of China's southern coast. A special administrative region of China, it has a low-key colonial character gave way to the massive commercial and tourist development. A fusion of East and West lifestyles, architecture and food, Macau is a place where you can feel the rich Portuguese heritage infused with Chinese culture in the street signs, architecture, food and more. So what are you waiting for? Throw on a pair of sunnies, shoes and a swimsuit and hop on that plane. And if you're looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, check into the newest jewel in the crown of the Sands resorts, the Parisian Macau. Inspired by the magic and charm of the City of Lights, the Parisian Macau is your very own Paris in the heart of Asia. Wish I'd packed in my French-English dictionary. Oh mon, looks like my French is coming back to me just at the sight of the Parisian Macau. It's impossible to miss. The latest addition to the Sands Resort lineup is the sister of the renowned Venetian Macau Resort Hotel, and it's touched down as recently as 2016. And truly, the Parisian Macau is a stunning sight to behold. This slice of French life in the heart of the city of Macau is all about romance, Parisian flair, and dazzling charm. But what really took my breath away was the Eiffel Tower. Yep, you heard that right. There's a half-scale authentic recreation of the famed Eiffel Tower that sits majestically at the entrance of the hotel. It took an entire year and 2,800 tons of steel to recreate Gustave's Eiffel 1899 masterpiece. But boy, was it worth it. Now, while the original tower has inspired generations of writers and romantics to follow their dreams, visitors to Macau will get the same inspirational sense from the Parisian Macau's Eiffel Tower. Perfect for some pics. Hashtag photo of the day. Boy, I'm gonna have to come up with more hashtags to describe this wonder. Walking in, I'm immediately transported to a grand old world charm. I'm talking about marble balconies, gorgeous ceilings, wide promenades. This is just spectacular. Or should I say magnifique? I felt like I was on the set of a classic French film. From the moment I stepped inside the hotel's grand lobby, it was transporting me to France. The lobby itself is so majestic and ornately decorated with bright red and golden fixtures, 17th century crystal chandeliers, and spectacular French-themed architecture. I enter the majestic gilded doors inspired by the Palais Garnier, and the majestic theme continued through the check-in counters, where bright red carpets and golden fixtures were absolutely reminiscent of Versailles. The hotel screamed Paris from every nook and cranny. Be it the design of the dome, that's fashioned after one of France's most exquisite domes, the grand promenades of French limestone, the marble ceilings with fascinating replicas of European art, or the gilded Fontaine des Mers fountain. Turn left and it's the delicate jewel tones of the Versailles-inspired reception. Look down, the finest reproductions of the 17th and 18th century antique rugs. Glance upwards to the ceiling and bronze chandeliers glimmer at you. The hotel definitely celebrates the height of French decorative arts. Talk about giving you the Parisian feels. I feel like donning a French hat as I get comfy in my French-inspired room, the Lion Suite. The Parisian Macau has approximately 3,000 guest rooms and suites, all designed with a contemporary French flair. Just over one-third of the hotel's rooms offer a spectacular view of the Eiffel Tower. My room, the Lion Suite, is a room fit for royalty. 72 square meters, it's a one-bedroom space with sweeping views of the hotel's lush gardens or the Eiffel Tower. This means I get to wake up to the view of the tower and go to bed watching the light show from my living room. In stark contrast to the sumptuous atrium with the glitter and gold missing, the rooms have a sober and charming effect. And if there's kids in tow, check into the famille room, perfect for the entire bunch. Thoughtfully created with amenities for the young ones. It's a more subtle appeal, brimming with elegance and coziness. There's a king-size bed and a super cute children's bunk. It's completely kid-friendly with beanbags, a chest of toys, and brightly painted walls. Let's understand what went behind the creation of this masterpiece of a hotel. Ruth Boston, Senior Vice President Marketing and Brand Management, Sands China, throws more light.
Chairman of Paris was something that he felt would be very, very successful, and he was correct. I think after following the Venetian success with Venice, it was felt that Paris was the most travelled destination and the most aspiring destination for many of the people within the Asia region, particularly China at that stage. So they thought, well, Paris is it. In terms of building the building, it was very much about making sure the design was authentic. Just like the Venetian, it was important that everything was what you would expect when you went to Paris. So many of the designs within the building have been recreated based on original architecture and landmarks in Paris itself. And of course, that's what you see when you walk around here. Whether it's the 25-metre dome, which goes, as you know, right up to the sky, and it's the first entry point when you arrive in the hotel, to the Eiffel Tower itself, and a lot of the trimmings and a lot of the furnishings within the property. For example, the reception area and the concierge area are very true to what you would expect if you arrived in a hotel or a palace, for that matter, in Paris. So the design, I think once everyone decided this was what we wanted to do, a theme hotel, it took about 4 years from the design right through to the opening date. Well, the Eiffel Tower took about 3 years. The design was finished in 2012. We actually topped off the Eiffel Tower in October 2015. And then, of course, we opened the property in September 2016. So it was a 3-year project. So and it looks magnificent. There are many replicas of the Eiffel Tower within the world, but this one is actually the tallest replica, and it's also the most realistic replica. So it is very special, not just that it's here in Macau, but also because of the way it's been recreated.
Clearly, every corner has been masterfully and painstakingly created, so I better make the most of it. Time for some downtime by the poolside. But this was no ordinary pool. Yep, you guessed it, there's a French touch. The pool deck inspiration was Marie Antoinette's tower in Versailles. Getting comfy on the lounge chairs, I took in the glimmering water as the staff handed me my mocktail. This is bliss. And for the little ones, Aqua World, the brand new pay-to-play area, is heaven. There's the fabulous water features with the wading pool or playing area with water guns on the airship, a paradise for the little ones. There's a water park theme with 3 slides and 1 pool, the Jules Verne airship with water guns, tipping buckets, web crawl tunnels, climbing nets, and a kiddie slide with 3 mini slides for the young ones. Adventure certainly awaits. And just as the lights go down, like you wouldn't leave Paris without seeing the Eiffel Tower, a trip to the Parisian Macau would be incomplete without its very own version of the Eiffel Tower show. After all, it is the tallest and most realistic replica of the Eiffel Tower in the world. Music fills the air and the Eiffel Tower comes to life. The light show is dazzling in every sense of the word. Celebrating the spirit of the city, it's an explosion of color dancing from base to top, casting a romantic glow over the hotel and creating a shimmering beacon on the Cotai Strip. Enjoy the crackle of sparkles and fantastic colors of lights and sound show. This was the highlight of my day. But I'm exhausted, ready to retire to bed, eager for the magic and adventure the day 2 of my Parisian sojourn holds. Welcome back, and I should say bonjour. I sure slept like a baby on those comfy pillows, waking up to the view of the Eiffel Tower. Well, let's get the day started, true French style, with a classic French breakfast. I'm the kind who contemplates whether I should sacrifice my precious sleep for the hotel breakfast. But boy, am I glad I woke for this one. Le Buffet has a marketplace of European delicacies, all carefully prepared by the chefs manning each station. Given that food is both an integral part of French culture, the best and most traditional French foods are unfussy and rely on simple and flavorful combinations that enhance the seasonal greetings. My senses were awakened with the delicious croissant, cheese and crackers, fresh fruit bowl, and I couldn't resist the sweet strawberry Danish and citrus cake either. Très bien! I better brush up my French, lest I end up inside the spa instead of my room. Although speaking of spa, that wouldn't be an altogether bad idea, would it? So, what's the French word for ultimate relaxation? I don't think I need to bother. I'm already getting a bit drowsy with the thought of the expert masseurs kneading my knotted muscles. Le Spatique takes inspiration from La Belle, Opaque or Beautiful era of Paris in the 1800s and the essence of the old Shanghai in a classical Chinese-styled ambience. I savoured the moments of peace and tranquility as the monsieur gave me the Le Spatique aroma sense massage. This definitely transported me into another world as she kneaded my knotted muscles.
The hotel is a beautiful marriage of Asia and Europe. But for lunch, let's go all out Chinese. Now everyone has their own version of Chinese food, whether it's through an informed cookbook or local Chinese takeout. But today, I'm on a mission for some authentic Chinese food. And the right place is Lotus Palace.
You can literally get a flavor of China's long history through the cuisine of each region. At the Lotus Palace, the culinary discoveries are endless. With much flair, they serve up dishes that were authentic Chinese. Time to whip out the chopsticks. I devoured the French oyster with bean curd custard topped with spicy lemon jelly, fried prawns with creamy pumpkin sauce, shredded chicken and crispy chicken skin with pomelo dressing, and loved the traditional braised homemade fish dumplings as I wolfed down the stir-fried boiled egg with fresh termite mushrooms and chives. These were absolutely flavorful and fantastic.
My trip won't be complete if I take home a little bit of Paris with me. How do I do that? Shop. Time to swap the dress for a smart jacket. And no need to step out and hail a cab. There's plenty of shops within the Parisian itself that will make me look très chic.
After all, Paris is the fashion capital of the world. The French are known for their effortless style, and I almost did a double take. Was I strolling down the Champs-Élysées? This was a near-perfect setting. Beautifully recreating the famed shopping boulevards, this recreated Paris's shopping to the T, dotted with boutiques and upscale shopping, iconic shopping streets of Paris, and a plethora of boutiques and shops. I didn't even know where to start. Strolling through the stores, I laid my eyes on some fashionable items and was sold. I was ready to look like a trendy French woman and take on the world with my Parisian elan. Simply strolling along the traditional French-style sidewalk and cafes is a great way to spend the afternoon. There's French-themed streetmosphere. This means they've created an atmosphere of French streets. There's an eclectic mix of street artists, mimes, musicians and buskers adding to the Parisian flair. Be it musician or mimes, they're in every nook and cranny, giving you the true Parisian feels.
Speaking of immersing myself in the Parisian lifestyle, the French sure know how to spend their time leisurely, be it sipping a cappuccino or an afternoon tea. With a casual French flair, I'm ready to enjoy my cuppa amidst a backdrop of true Parisian style.
A typical brasserie is more than a French tradition. A great atmosphere where you can enjoy a warm, classically French meal. The brasserie at the Parisian Macau features some of France's most popular dishes made from recipes that have been honed to perfection through the centuries. I relish the mini Parisian ham baguette, lavender honey macaroon, Provençal-style omelette and chocolate orange tartlet while experiencing the true joie de vivre that comes with eating traditional French cuisine.
How about some finger-licking Indian food? Why not bring on board Chef Justin Paul, he's senior chef at the Golden Peacock Venetian, to give us a flavor of the Golden Peacock. Thank you so much, Chef, for joining in. And let's start off by talking about what we're preparing today.
We are one of the signature dish for the Kandari mood tikka.
Okay.
That is one of the most famous dish.
Okay.
Since we started the restaurant that time until now, we are using the same recipe.
Okay.
Everything following the same thing.
Okay.
I will show you how to
Sure.
prepare.
So, Chef, I understand that this is the first Michelin star restaurant in Asia. Congratulations, that's a big deal. So, what is the speciality of this restaurant?
This chicken is organic chicken.
Okay.
This chicken we using the organic chicken. And raw ingredients like a cashew, chilies, coriander and cumin.
All Indian spices.
Indian spices.
So, is this a very spicy dish?
Not spicy.
Okay.
It's like
Flavorful.
mild, very flavorful.
Okay.
Aroma, very good aroma.
Yeah.
And we're using the pomegranate and
Okay.
beetroot.
Okay. So, should we put in the marinade? Fantastic, Chef. Yum, can't wait. I'm not been of much help, but thank you, Chef Justin, for preparing this fantastic meal.
I may not have been much help while cooking, but thankfully, the talented chef cooked up a storm. Time for digging into some traditional Indian khana. The Michelin stars were well deserved. This was one of my best meals. What better than Chandni Chowk Raj Chaat, fabulously prepared jungli khum kebab, super tasty flavorful ghevar with spiced cherry and curried Scottish scallop soup. This was delicious.
I spent 2 wonderful days at the hotel without even having to step out. Like the city itself, which owes its beauty to the kings, artists and creators who have transformed it over the ages, the Parisian Macau is layered and rich, recalling a collection of period influences over time that have woven together a story that's as captivating as the city itself.